welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who don't know me, I'm Kieron and I finished my second year studying law at the University of Cambridge. I'm recording this on Saturday the 13th of June, and on Friday, so the day before, I finished my final online exam, which means in effect that I finished my second year of my 3-year degree at Cambridge, which I'm still getting used to the idea of that I've finished another year of university. I just wanted to talk about how the exams went, because of course, due to the current situation, I had to do online exams. So I just thought I would just talk about how did it go and how I feel about it, how do I feel that the exams went. So as I mentioned, these are online exams that I had to do. For those who haven't been with my channel for a while, for second year I took 5 modules. Contract law and land law, which were the compulsory modules, which means that we needed to do them. But then I had the option of 3 further modules. So I chose international law, family law and administrative law. And so at the end of the year, I would have had 5 exams. As I mentioned just there, if we weren't in this current situation, I would have been in Cambridge and I would have been completing those exams there, but instead we've had to have online exams, and the university put some measures into place, the faculty put some measures into place. So for second years, or part 1B as it's called, we had to answer 3 questions as opposed to 4, which would normally be the case. But there was a word limit, so it was 3,750 words per paper, so roughly 1,250 words per question, but though you weren't limited to that limit for each particular question, it was just 3,750 words for the whole paper. So there was that limitation on, but we had 24 hours to answer it, and the way it worked was we would go on to Moodle, which is the main system that's used. That's where we get our files from the lecture notes, PowerPoints, supervision sheets will be put on there as well. And so we would go into there, we would access the paper when the paper would be made available. So exams for us started 12 o'clock, so every time there was an exam, it would start 12 o'clock of that particular day. So once 12 o'clock came, I would get the paper, and then I would also go for the questions and then answer those questions, and I would have 24 hours in which to answer that paper and then submit it back onto Moodle. Obviously we weren't expected to use the 24 hours, and we would have sleep and etc. But there was that in place, and it was open book, which meant that we had access to our notes, we had access to the internet, things like that. So there was some, mitigating measures put into place to try and balance everything, because of course people would be in different time zones, people might have better internet connection than others. In terms of how I thought they went, it's always difficult to say how exams went. I did find the measures put into place beneficial, so it was good to have my notes. Obviously, I made sure that I revised through it, because just because you got the notes doesn't mean that you shouldn't be revising through it, because you still need to know it. You need to be familiar with it. You need to understand the key debates and the key arguments and the key ideas. So I still revise through it, still spend time looking at past questions, going through the cases, but also making appropriate revision notes, which I could use in the exam. So rather than trying to flick through numerous documents to try and find a particular case I can't remember or whatever it might be, I've got everything in one place, and that was important. And I also made sure that I had annotated and highlighted my statute book so that I could refer to the sections that I needed, so I can go, oh well, there's that particular act, rather than have to work out, well, what page was that on again, or anything like that. So that was useful, and it was useful to have that longer period, because obviously in an exam you have 3 hours, you do the 3 hours, you don't, unless you've got any measures in place where you're allowed to have 15-minute breaks or so, you're there for 3 hours, you do the exam and you're gone. Whereas with the 24 hours you can take breaks, you can have something to eat, relax, read a book or do something different, just to take a break. So that's what I tried to do with these exams. So I would do a question and then I would give myself half an hour break. I felt taking those breaks would help me to be able to answer those questions. And in terms of the questions themselves, they were good questions, really interesting questions on all the papers. I've enjoyed the modules throughout the year, and so it was good to be able to answer some good questions around those modules. Like I said, it's always difficult to say how it went. I just did my best and applied the knowledge, tried to apply it in a way where I had learned from previous essays that I did, learned from past mistakes, etc. So yeah, I've got no idea how well I did. Fingers crossed that I did well, but I'll find out probably next couple of weeks maybe, I'm not too sure in terms of results. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, and obviously thinking about now the fact that I've done those exams, which means, like I said, I've effectively done my second year of university, which is just crazy to believe. You're so used to for quite a while doing work and preparing for supervisions or doing essays, and then you've got that moment where you've got nothing there in the sense of there's no supervision to prepare for, well, not at least until next year. So yeah, I've just got to find something to do. I'll probably find, I've got a couple of ideas on what I want to do, but of course it means I'm able to spend more time, for example, on my YouTube channel. So keep an eye out, watch this space for any videos coming up. I've got some ideas, but I'm still working out what I want to do. But yeah, that's just where I am at the moment. Hope you're keeping safe. Hope you're following the guidelines wherever you are, and hope you're keeping positive as well. So just do your best. It's not, like I said, not the ideal situation we want to be in, but it is the situation we are in, and so we have to adapt as much as we can. And finally, don't forget to do the usual things, like the video, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. The links are in the description below. You can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Why haven't you? You can do so by clicking the bottom right hand corner and subscribing. That'd be much appreciated. But also hit that notification bell to keep up to date with any new videos, any new content coming up. Hope you keep safe, hope you keep positive, and I'll see you in the next video.